So basically we are comparing the stability of alkene. As we know, the stability of alkene is proportional to number of alpha hydrogen atoms. So basically alpha hydrogen atoms, we will compare the stability of alkene on the basis of hyperconjugation. So we can say the stability of alkene is proportional to number of alpha hydrogen atoms. As we know, the order of dominance order, resonance effect is most dominant, then hyperconjugation, and then inductive effect. Now we have to compare the stability of alkenes. See, the first question on the basis of stability of alkene is, in this case we can see sp2 carbon, sp2 carbon, 3 alpha hydrogens, 3 alpha hydrogens, 3 alpha hydrogens, 3 alpha hydrogens. So basically total 12 alpha hydrogens. Now see, here we can see 3, 3, 6 and 3, 9. So 9 alpha hydrogens. Here we can see sp2, sp3 and sp3. So basically 3 and 3, 6 alpha hydrogens. Here we can see sp3 carbon connected to sp2 alpha carbon. So how many alpha hydrogens are there? 3 alpha hydrogens. Here we can see no sp3 carbon is attached with sp2 carbon. So alpha hydrogen is 0. And we know that the stability of alkene is proportional to number of alpha H atoms. So the most stable alkene is this one, having most alpha hydrogens, 12, then 9 and then 6 and then 3 and then 0. So this is the correct order of stability of alkene. Now see the next question. Again we have to compare the stability of alkene. So in this case we can see sp2 carbon, sp2 carbon. So sp3, 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 sp3. How many alpha hydrogens are there? 2, 2, 4, 2, 6 and 2, 8. So 8 alpha hydrogens are there. Now see, in this case 2 alpha hydrogens and 1 alpha hydrogen. So basically only 3 alpha hydrogens are there. So in this case more number of alpha hydrogen, therefore this one is more stable as compared to this. Now see another question on the basis of stability. In this case we can see sp2 carbon, sp2 carbon. So this is sp3, this is sp3, 2 alpha hydrogens and 2 alpha hydrogen, and also 3 alpha hydrogen, 3 alpha hydrogen. So basically total 10 alpha hydrogen. Now in this case this is sp2, this is sp2. So 3 alpha hydrogens are there and 1 alpha hydrogen there. So basically 3 and 1, 4. So 4 alpha hydrogen are there. Now see, in this case sp2, sp3. So basically 1 alpha hydrogen, and here 2 alpha hydrogen, and also there 2 alpha hydrogens. 2, 2, 4 and 1, 5. So 5 alpha hydrogens are there. When we compare the stability of alkene, most number of alpha H, therefore most stable. Then second number stability when alpha H is 5, and third is when alpha H is 4. So this is the order of stability. Now see the next case. In this case we can see sp2 carbon, sp2 carbon. So in this case we can see the number of alpha hydrogens are 3, 3, 6 and 2, 8 and 2, 10. While in this case we can see 1 and 2, 3. So more number of alpha H means more stability of alkene. Now we are going to discuss our next reaction on the basis of stability of alkene. So basically the next topic we are going to discuss is heat of hydrogenation. So next topic we are going to discuss is heat of hydrogenation. See, what is heat of hydrogenation? So basically heat of hydrogenation is amount of heat. It is the amount of heat release. So heat of hydrogenation is defined as, it is the amount of heat release when 1 mole of an alkene undergo hydrogenation to form alkene. So what is heat of hydrogenation? So basically heat of hydrogenation is what? It is the amount of heat release when 1 mole of an alkene undergo hydrogenation to form alkene. Now see next, the reaction on basis of heat of hydrogenation. So this is alkene. When hydrogen is added, this addition we call syn addition, because both hydrogen atoms are added from the same side. So this is hydrogen, this is also hydrogen. So basically in this case alkene is converted into alkane, and the reaction is exothermic in nature. So basically heat of hydrogenation is what? It is the amount of heat released when 1 mole of alkene undergo hydrogenation and form alkane, and this is exothermic process. Now see, as we can see the stability. So basically the heat of hydrogenation is inversely proportional to stability of alkene. If heat of hydrogenation is more, if stability of alkene is more, then heat of hydrogenation will be less. Now check this. As we can see, stability of alkene is compared by hyperconjugation. Now in this case, number of alpha hydrogens are sp2 sp2, so there are 2 alpha hydrogens, while in this case we can see 3 and 3 6 alpha hydrogens are there. And we know stability of alkene is directly proportional to number of alpha H. So more alpha H means more stability, and we know more stable alkene, then heat of hydrogenation will be less. Therefore we can say this is most stable alkene because more number of alpha H, therefore less heat of hydrogenation for this. And this is less stable because 2 alpha hydrogen, so less stable means more heat of hydrogenation. So relation between the heat of hydrogenation and stability of alkene is inverse. So if stability of alkene is more, then heat of hydrogenation is less. Now we have to compare the heat of hydrogenation in these two questions. See, we have to compare the heat of hydrogenation. Now we can see that sp2 carbon, sp2 carbon. So basically this is sp2, this is also sp2. This is sp3 carbon and this is also sp3 carbon. 2 alpha hydrogens and 2 alpha hydrogen. So how many alpha hydrogens are there? 4 alpha hydrogen. Now see this. In this case sp2, this is sp3 carbon, this is sp3 carbon. So how many alpha hydrogens are there? We can see that in this case number of alpha hydrogens are there 1 2 3 4. So basically in this case the pi bond is not there. Pi bond is basically not at this position, this is at this position. Now compare the alpha H. So basically in this case alpha hydrogens are 3 3 6 and 2 8 and 2 10. So basically alpha H are 10, and we know more number of alpha H means more stable, less alpha H means less stable. So this is more stable alkene, and we know heat of hydrogenation is inversely proportional to stability of alkene. So we can say if stability of alkene is more, then less is the heat of hydrogenation. Now see the next question. In next question we can see 3 3 6 and 3 9 and 12. So 12 alpha hydrogens are there. Now see here 3 and 3 6 alpha hydrogens. So basically stability of alkene A is more because more number of alpha hydrogen, and if stability of alkene is more, then heat of hydrogenation is less. Therefore the heat of hydrogenation of A is less than B because B is less stable, therefore heat of hydrogenation is more. Now we will compare the another heat of combustion. So our next topic is heat of combustion. As we know, when hydrocarbon undergo combustion, see if CXHY is an hydrocarbon, as X atoms of carbon are there, so X mole of CO2 is produced, and Y hydrogen atoms are there, therefore Y by 2 moles of water. And we can balance the oxygen atom because oxygen atoms are 2x plus Y by 2. So the oxygen atom will be 2x plus Y by 2 divided by 2, which comes X plus Y by 4. This process is also exothermic. As we have compared as we can see the reaction C4H8. So in this reaction we can see there are 4 carbon atoms, therefore 4 CO2, 8 hydrogen atoms, therefore 4 water molecules. Now balance oxygen. 4 2 is 8 plus 4 12. So 12 by 2 is 6 oxygen molecule. As we have compared the heat of hydrogenation is inversely proportional to stability of alkene. Heat of combustion also inversely proportional to stability of alkene. So what is heat of? So basically, if number of carbon atoms are same, then heat of combustion is also inversely proportional to stability of alkene. So basically, if number of carbon atoms are same, then heat of combustion inversely proportional to stability of alkene. Now the question is, we have to compare the heat of combustion. See, in this case we can see 3 3 6 and 3 9. So 9 alpha hydrogen atoms are there. Now compare this 3 and 2 5. So 5 alpha hydrogen atoms are there, and we know more number of alpha H means more stability. So stability of A is more than B. But heat of combustion is inversely proportional to stability. More stable means less heat of hydrogenation. So heat of combustion is more for this one, having less number of alpha H means less stable. Less stable means more heat of combustion. Now see the next question. The next question, we have to compare the heat of combustion. As in this case, we can see the stability. So basically heat of combustion we have to compare. As we can see that in this case 3, 3, 6, 2, 8 and 2. 12 alpha hydrogens are there. Now in this case we can see 1 and 2, 3 and 2, 5. So 5 alpha hydrogen atoms are there. Now in this case 3 and 1. So basically 3 here and 1 here. So basically there are 4 alpha hydrogens. How many alpha hydrogen atoms are there? 1, 1 and 3, 4. So 4 alpha hydrogen atoms are there. As we know, stability of this alkene is more because more number of alpha H. More number of alpha H means more stability. And we know the heat of combustion inversely proportional to stability of alkene. So stability more, then heat of combustion will be less. More alpha H, more stability, less heat of combustion. Low alpha H means less stability, more heat of combustion. So now we are going to discuss about the reactions. Now we are going to discuss about the reactions in the hydrocarbon chapter. So basically now we will discuss about the reaction in hydrocarbon chapter. See, what is hydrocarbon? We know basically hydrocarbon is the compound containing carbon and hydrogen. So basically hydrocarbon divided into two parts. Hydrocarbon is divided into two parts. One is paraffins. Paraffins means saturated alkenes, and one is olefins. Olefins means unsaturated alkenes and alkynes. So basically olefins are unsaturated alkenes and alkynes, and paraffins are saturated, which is alkenes. Now see the first topic, which is alkane. As we know, alkanes are basically least reactive. Alkanes are least reactive. So now we will discuss about the methods of preparation of alkanes. See, as we have discussed in S block and P block, this is beryllium carbide. This reaction also called methanide reaction. This reaction we also called methanide reaction because by the reaction of beryllium carbide, so beryllium carbide on hydrolysis gives methane gas. Beryllium carbide on hydrolysis gives methane gas. Therefore we call this reaction as methanide reaction because methane gas is prepared in this reaction. So beryllium carbide on hydrolysis gives methane gas. In the same way, aluminium carbide, this is aluminium carbide. Aluminium carbide on hydrolysis also gives methane gas. Therefore these two reactions we call methanide reaction because on hydrolysis of beryllium carbide and aluminium carbide we get methane gas. Therefore these reaction we call methanide reaction. Now we will discuss the preparation of alkanes from alkenes. Preparation of alkanes from alkenes. See, as we can see in this case basically we are going to prepare alkane from alkene. This is the alkene, and when we add hydrogen in presence of platinum or in presence of nickel, so basically there is addition of hydrogen and double bond will convert into single bond. One hydrogen is added to this carbon and one hydrogen is added to this carbon. Now the alkene is converted into alkane. So this reaction is basically hydrogenation reaction. This reaction we call hydrogenation reaction. And also if BS3 in presence of tetrahydrofuran, if BS3 in presence of tetrahydrofuran and with solvent acetic acid is added, so basically this reagent also adds hydrogen. This reagent also adds hydrogen to the double bond. So one hydrogen is added to this carbon and one hydrogen is added to this carbon. Now again, by adding this reagent, alkene changes into alkane. See, if we add hydrogen, NH2 is hydrogen in presence of H2O2, then also there is addition of hydrogen. So it is also the conversion of alkene into alkane. So three reagents we have used basically. The three reagents which are used for the addition of hydrogen. One is hydrogen in presence of platinum or nickel, then hydrogen is added. Another is when BS3 in presence of THF is added along with acetic acid solvent, then again there is addition of hydrogen. And if hydrogen is added with H2O2, then again addition of hydrogen and alkene changes into alkane. Now we will discuss the preparation of alkane from alkyl halide. So preparation of alkane from alkyl halide. Now see the preparation of alkane from alkyl halide. As we can see, this is alkyl halide. R is alkyl group. X can be chlorine, bromine and iodine. So basically, when sodium metal is added with alkyl halide in presence of dry ether, this reaction we call Wood's reaction. So this R group will attach with another R group and it forms a alkane. So this is the first method for the preparation of alkane from alkyl halide. In presence of alkyl halide in presence of sodium and dry ether gives Wood's reaction and alkyl halide changes into alkane. Now see another reaction. The another reaction is basically in presence of lithium. So when alkyl halide is added with lithium and also copper chloride and also alkyl chloride, which is R-Cl. So basically this R group will join with R dash group. So when R and R dash join, so it forms alkane R dash. This reaction we call Corey-House synthesis reaction. So two reactions we have discussed. One is the Wood's reaction. In Wood's reaction we have used sodium in presence of dry ether. Then alkyl halide changes into alkane. And in one reaction, when alkyl halide reacts with lithium in presence of copper chloride with alkyl chloride, so now R and R dash will join and form alkane. This reaction we call Corey-House alkane synthesis reaction. See the another reaction. When alkyl halide is added with zinc and HCl. So basically zinc acts as a reducing agent. So hydrogen is added in place of halogen. So it forms alkane RH. So three reagents we have used for the preparation of alkane from alkyl halide. So third reagent we have discussed zinc in presence of HCl. Now see the next reagent. The next reagent we are going to discuss is Grignard reagent. So basically when Grignard reagent also added Mg in presence of dry ether and then hydrolysis, we can see when magnesium metal we use. So basically this is carbon halogen bond. Now magnesium metal will enter between carbon and halogen. So it forms RMgCl. So basically magnesium metal will join in between carbon and halogen. Now as we know magnesium is more electropositive, therefore positive charge on magnesium and negative charge on carbon. Also water has two parts, one is H positive. Now H positive will join with R negative. So when H positive join with R negative, it forms alkane. So this is the method of preparation of alkane from alkyl halide by using Grignard reagent. So this is RMgCl we call Grignard reagent. Now see the next preparation. So we have prepared the alkane. From alkene. Then we have prepared the alkane from alkyl halide. Now we are going to prepare alkane from aldehyde and ketone. So now we are going to prepare alkane from aldehyde and ketone. See. So this is ketone R C double bond O R. The first reaction we are going to discuss ketone, aldehyde or ketone in presence of zinc, mercury amalgam and concentrated HCl. So basically there is removal of oxygen. There is removal of oxygen as oxygen is linked with double bond. Therefore, on removal of oxygen, these two bonds are connected with hydrogen. So CH. So we can say when zinc mercury amalgam along with concentrated HCl is used, then the aldehyde and ketone is changed into alkane. So removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. When we use zinc mercury amalgam with concentrated HCl, then aldehyde and ketone changes into alkane. This reaction we call Clemmensen reduction reaction. This reaction we call Clemmensen reduction reaction because removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. Now see the next reagent. When we use aldehyde and ketone in presence of hydrogen and KOH, and this is heated. So basically this is also a reduction reaction. In this reagent there is removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. Removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. So two hydrogens will be attached in removal of oxygen. So there are two hydrogens attached and oxygen is removed. So this is also conversion of aldehyde and ketone into alkane. When reagent is zinc mercury amalgam and acidic medium, this is Clemmensen reduction. But when there is basic medium with hydrogen, so this reagent we call Wolff-Kissner reduction. So reaction is called Wolff-Kissner reduction. Now see, when aldehyde and ketone are used with HI in presence of red phosphorus. So basically HI in presence of red phosphorus also behaves as a reducing agent. Now again there is removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. So it also changes into alkane. See the next reaction. The next reaction is not included in the syllabus, but you may see this only. So basically when aldehyde and ketone is reacted with ethane 1,2-thiol, SH group is thiol in acidic medium, or another reagent we can say H2 in presence of nickel. So this is also a kind of reduction reaction. So basically removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. This reaction we call Mozingo reduction. Now we will discuss. So three methods we have discussed: preparation of alkane from alkenes, preparation of alkane from alkyl halide, then preparation of alkane from aldehyde and ketone. Now we will discuss the preparation of alkane from carboxylic acid. The next we are going to discuss the preparation of alkane from carboxylic acid. See how is the preparation of alkane from carboxylic acid. The preparation of alkane from carboxylic acid. As we can see, carboxylic acid's RCOH group is there. So basically when carboxylic acid reacts in presence of soda lime is basically mixture of sodium hydroxide with calcium oxide. So basically there is removal of CO2 gas. When we use soda lime and heat carboxylic acid, then CO2 gas will be released from the carboxylic acid. So CO2 gas is released and the carboxylic acid changes into RH, so which is alkane. As there is removal of carbon dioxide by soda lime, therefore we call this reaction as soda lime decarboxylation. Soda lime decarboxylation means in presence of soda lime, NaOH and calcium oxide. D means removal of carbon dioxide. So basically when carboxylic acid is added with soda lime, then alkane is formed with the removal of CO2. So this is soda lime decarboxylation and also preparation of alkane from carboxylic acid. We can also prepare alkane by carboxylic acid by electrolysis in presence of NaOH. In electrolytic cell. Now again, this carboxylic group will changes into R-free radical. So R-free radical and another R-free radical will combine and form alkane. So basically this reaction we call coal-based electrolysis. So first method for the preparation of alkane from carboxylic acid is soda lime decarboxylation, and next method for the preparation of alkane from carboxylic acid is Kolbe's electrolysis. Now see the next method. The next method, we use the reducing agent. When we use the reducing agent, so reducing agent is basically HI in presence of red phosphorus. HI red phosphorus we also use in the reduction of aldehyde and ketone. So in the reduction of carboxylic acid also we can use HI with red phosphorus as a reducing agent. So again, so this, there is removal of 2 oxygen atoms and addition of 2 hydrogen. So this carboxylic acid in presence of red phosphorus and HI also changes into alkane. So there are 3 methods for the preparation of alkane by carboxylic acid. One is decarboxylation, one is Kolbe electrolysis, and one is reduction with HI and red phosphorus. Now we will discuss the preparation of alkane from alcohol. See the preparation of alkane from alcohol. So basically alcohol on reduction in presence of HI with red phosphorus. So HI red phosphorus act as a reducing agent for aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid and also for alcohol. So alcohol in presence of HI and red phosphorus will convert into alkane. Now we will discuss the properties of alkanes. See what are the properties of alkanes. So first property of alkane we are going to discuss about photohalogenation reaction. See what happens in the photohalogenation reaction. So this is basically alkane. This is alkane when alkane reacts with halogen. When alkane reacts with halogen in presence of sunlight. So basically this hydrogen and halogen combines and removes in the form of HX. So one halogen also remain. So this halogen and alkane, this halogen and alkyl group, this halogen, one remaining halogen and alkyl group will combine and form alkyl halide. So basically first property of alkane is the preparation of alkyl halide. Preparation of alkyl halide from alkane in presence of halogen by using sunlight. So basically when we do fluorination, so fluorination is basically uncontrollable reaction. Fluorination is uncontrollable reaction because fluorination is highly exothermic reaction. See, when we use alkane in presence of fluorine and sunlight, F2 and H nu. So basically alkane changes into carbon with formation of HF, and this reaction is uncontrollable, highly exothermic. While chlorination is non-selective reaction. While chlorination is done when alkane reacts with Cl2 in presence of H nu, the reaction is non-selective, means it will not select the position. Attack of chlorine will take place at all possible positions, so that different isomeric products are obtained. Now see, this chlorine can attack at this position or this position, so product will be same. If chlorine attack at this position and this position, product will be same. So we are attacking the chlorine at this position. Now if chlorine can attack at this position and this position, the product will be same. So these are the 2 possible monochlorination product. So chlorination is non-selective, always remember. But bromination is selective. Reaction is selective. So bromine will attack as bromination reaction is selective reaction. Therefore bromine will attack at the most stable position. See, the most stable position we can see, this is 1 degree, this is 3 degree, and this is 2 degree, and this is 1 degree. So most stable position is 3 degree. Therefore bromine will attack selectively. At 3 degree position. So there is attack of bromine at 3 degree position. So bromination is selective, while chlorination is not selective. Chlorine will attack at all position, and attack of chlorine to all position in such a way that we get different isomeric products, while bromination is selective in nature. So bromination is selective in nature, therefore bromine will attack at most stable position. So in this compound, most stable position is 3 degree position, therefore bromine attacks at 3 degree position. This is the most stable position. So fluorination is exothermic, uncontrollable, highly exothermic. Chlorination is non-selective, while bromination is selective. So this is the first chemical property of alkane, which is photohalogenation. the reaction of halogen in presence of sunlight. This is we call photohalogenation reaction.